I'm Lila, the Design Director of Wynwood Renovations, and welcome to Project Conrad. This was definitely a big decision for our clients to move forward with this renovation. They want to stay in this home forever, so this was really kind of that last thing in their main living space that was important to them. They had previously done a big remodel in the backyard, but since they moved in, they've hated this main floor area. It was maybe done by the previous owners who were like a contracting family, not 100% sure, but previously there was this cherry brown wood here and then some outdated tile, and I know their style is definitely more contemporary, and there are elements in the home that were already feeling contemporary, like the pendant light they had. So when we came in, that's really what our focus was, knowing that this is their forever home, they're gonna stay here, and they're gonna invest into the home. Throughout this main space, we really took a lot of time and effort into all the design elements. A big thing I typically recommend for clients is to get their appliance first. Why? Because appliances are a whole thing. What size are they going to be? What functions are there going to be? So when they were looking at new appliances, initially they were thinking of keeping their refrigerator, which was a stainless steel refrigerator, would have been fine. They did end up keeping their Bosch dishwasher, but once they were on that search for appliances, they fell in love with the GE Cafe line. And really that was the jump off point also for the rest of the kitchen, because we were really mindful of making sure that the appliances were kind of the star of the show and that we built the colors and the finishes around it. With these GE appliances, they're this white color with this beautiful like rose gold accent in the hardware and the handles. So we jumped off this and we made sure that the faucet that we chose, as well as all the hardware on the kitchen, was a perfect match, and I think we nailed that. Also looking at the kitchen as a whole and as far as the layout went, when I first came to visit Ryan and Kate, everything was packed into this L shape. And it made it quite difficult. The cooktop was also in the island and they hated it. I'm also not a big fan of cooktops in the island. Some people love them. I think is just really a particular look and feel to it. So off the bat, we knew that was moving. And then it was my suggestion to actually utilize this other wall to include the refrigerator there. It previously had a pantry, but when I come into a space, I'm looking at the whole space in its entirety. I'm not just looking at one area, I'm looking at the whole living space. So we played around with the position of the island, the clearances of the island. There was really a lot of thought and care put into all of these details. So moved that stove to the back wall, and they love this idea of a plastered hood vent, so that's what we were able to give them. We wanted the hood to stand out, so it's not the same color as the cabinets. It's also not the same color as the wall. It's a few tones lighter than the wall, and so it really does provide that accent feel. We did oversize it, and I was a little bit worried about proportion, I'm not gonna lie. When I was seeing it in our renders, I was a little worried, but now when I saw it all come together, I love the proportion. I think it's a great feature. And we use this really nice lime wash effect. It's a lime wash from San Marco, from Italy actually. Picking all the colors and finishes for this project was honestly a pleasure. Ryan and Kate's style, like I said, very contemporary, and they definitely were open to some new trends that we proposed. They came in with some of their own ideas, and it was a great starting point for us, and I love that when clients know what they want, and then of course we can guide them and help them and really bring the whole thing together. I love educating clients too about finishes and materials. So they went with my suggestion, and we went with the Decton and So porcelain. Decton's made in Spain, very good quality porcelain product, and the reason that I typically recommend porcelain is if you have a busy home and you do love to cook, it's completely stain proof and completely heat proof. So you're not worried about spices staining, you're not worried about red wine staining, nothing like that. And this one in particular has a really beautiful tone to it. So it does have some really involved movement to it that looks like a Calcutta, but definitely warmer. And we've definitely seen these trends all move more towards the warmer tones, those grays, taupes, beiges. With the perimeter of the kitchen, we went with Accessible Beige. That is a really nice soft tone. And then we complemented it all really beautifully together with this Zillage tile. And the Zillage tile has some nice movement in it and variation in it, and kind of has this really beautiful artisan feel to it. And we're doing it in a 4x4 versus a subway tile, which I'm loving. The story with the sink is they already had this Frankie sink, and Frankie's quite expensive. So, you know, it was like, fingers crossed, we can salvage this sink. We did have a backup sink in case we couldn't, but once the team got in here, they were able to save it, we were able to reuse it, and of course, make sure we were able to get it back in. And then matched it with this really nice Delta faucet. Again, this champagne bronze, carrying through those same metals into the appliances, hardware, and fixtures. The hardware is from Top Knobs, called Cranford, and it has a little bit more of character to it and personality versus just something really super simple. So I love this. I love accessorizing the kitchens and putting some of these beautiful elements to create some interest, right? Another way to make a kitchen feel more custom is combining knobs, pulls, and different sizes of pulls. If you ever notice a kitchen and it all has the same pulls everywhere, it doesn't feel as custom, right? The floors are a vinyl from Canadian Standard, the color Eddie, and I think they pull really beautifully all the various tones that connect with the rest of the kitchen. And vinyl's amazing. I know the clients have a big golden retriever, so this is definitely a great product for pets. It's scratch resistant and easy to maintain as well. There are really minor updates to the lighting. It was just moving this pendant, I think, maybe a few inches over to align better and to have a better flow around the table. And then moving the pendants also to align perfectly with the new island location. They also wanted seating for 3 behind the island, so we were able to achieve that. Anywhere from 3 to 4 though, I think you could fit here just depending on the size of the chairs. I love dressing up an island and, you know, making every angle of it beautiful. With the island, we dressed it with wainscoting on both sides as well as the back. Then we finished it off beautifully with this baseboard, really giving it this beautiful furniture feel. Accessories are huge for every kitchen. They're just the best way to make, you know, your cabinets more useful. So 9 out of 10, I am doing a built-in pull-out garbage, whether it's 18 inches or 24 inches like we did in this design. They've really become a must-have now. Magic corners, Le Monses, anything to fit in the corner is also a huge must-have these days. It really helps clients with storage and just function and storage, right? The use and function of the cabinets beside the refrigerator was a very detailed conversation with Ryan and Kate. We wanted to make sure they had really good function of that pantry, so we did a pull-out. And then we also wanted to be able to give them like a coffee or a tea station. So on the right side, we did a cabinet with a pull-out drawer, also with a kill switch. So this is a great way to tuck away appliances. They do have these really cute Meg appliances that they were happy to keep out on the counter, and which I love because they're more of a, you know, a cute, charming accessory in the kitchen. So I think that worked out really nice. Once we got into the demolition portion of the project, a few things come up, and that's really, really normal. And that's always also the reason that we recommend clients have a contingency in their budget. So we redid some plaster work on the ceiling because there was a big crack to future-proof that, make sure that the crack doesn't open again. There's also double layers of flooring. So sometimes we can tell if there's 2 layers, depending if there's a vent we can see that in, and sometimes it's kind of a surprise for us as well on that demolition day. So some things did come up, things that actually our client Ryan was expecting, a little bit of electrical as well. So these are always the stuff we're trying to talk about before the project starts is, you know, this could come up, this could come up, but really there are a ton of variables. I promise you there are some wild things that we have seen in post-demo, and it's really only after that phase that we can really, you know, figure out what we're exactly working with. So they were really great and understanding of how this all works, and we really try to convey that as much as possible before we begin that renovation. Also, I remember on demo day, they were looking at their baseboards and they thought, hey, this might be that opportunity. If we are redoing the floors, redoing the whole kind of main floor area, let's update these baseboards as well. And so this is a 5 1/4 contemporary style. It's kind of in between that colonial style and, like more of a simple look. So this is one of my favorite baseboards. We featured Fitty's vents here all throughout the living space. So these vents are awesome. They're very clean. They make the floor have a really uniform look because the center part also has the same flooring match. So in this case, it's vinyl. They could be easily removed as well and cleaned out. And again, just a lot sleeker versus kind of like the grid kind of metal look. So clients are loving these now. Paint-wise, we really wanted to make sure that we complemented the kitchen cabinet. So the color that we went with here is called Shell White from Sherwin-Williams. It's just a really soft white, but really the star of the show in this whole main living space is the kitchen, and that's really where all your eye and attention goes. So many of the paint that we chose just had to be a nice complement. We also did color drenching, so that means that we painted the walls and the trim and the door all the same color. We just like to go with a little bit of a higher shine for trim and door so it's easier to clean. And then a nice feature as an accent is we did a little bit of pop of color where we took that Accessible Beige, same color as the cabinets, and put them on the interior doors and the front door interior. Just again, a little bit of a way to play off of some of the colors. The lighting plan is also super important. We want to make sure that there's task lighting. We want to make sure that there's mood lighting. So we take every little detail into account. Dimmers, smart dimmers. These are all the conversations and planning that's going on beforehand and actually during the project sometimes too, right? Our electrician will be here at the home, talk to the client, how high do they want to put a pendant, what level. So all of these details are constantly reviewed and discussed with our client to really make sure we're nailing what they want. I think here we initially did it and our client Kate wanted it a bit lower, so we adjusted it. Funny story about this big basket pendant. This was already here before we started the remodel, and this was a must keep. Our client Kate loves it. It was funny because they were telling me the story of Ryan installing it and how tricky it was, but it was one of those pieces that we had to keep, and I think it fits really beautifully with all the updates we did. So I'm glad we kept it, and it flows great. The colors are great, so happy it got to stay. Thank you so much for watching, and for more inspiration, follow us on Instagram or check out our websites for project updates. Of course, you can visit us at either of our 2 locations, one in Burlington or Stony Creek, and of course, click to subscribe.